Like, I know I'm set for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, there may be things that bring me down, right? There may be things that knock me off my path, whatever. But I know that now I have the mental fortitude to be able to see that through. I could bet my whole life on the fact that I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be successful.
Yeah.
I know that from now until I'm dead, I'm not quitting. Like, I'm on this path forever. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 1% podcast, where we talk everything self-improvement, fitness, diet, money, mindset, and all the above. Today I'm here with Will and Hayden. Roy's not actually on the episode today. He was feeling a little bit sick. Oh, also, boys, as you can see, we've got some interesting looking monster cans. They're not native to Australia. We actually
introduced.
Yeah, so if you want to go suss out that episode, we'll have Australians trying American Monster energy drinks. That'll be up. Go watch that.
Brutal discipline for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did what I showed.
Nelson's just fresh off sculling 3.
Yeah, fresh. Literally, probably about 5 minutes ago, I just sculled 3 eggs, and I'm feeling a little bit uneasy. So if we do a little bit of a break throughout the podcast, it's probably because I'm throwing the fuck up. But anyway, boys, so we're gonna go through some questions first. I asked you guys to ask me some questions about anything. They're usually all about self-improvement. So the first one's actually probably my favorite question. So it's definitely going to earn a shaker cup. So we do this every week. If you guys ask questions, the best ones will always get a shaker cup. Should I finish my apprenticeship first, then start online money making, etc., just in case, so there's something to fall back on? This is something massive. I hear people talk about falling back on trades, and they talk about it a lot in the apprentice, when people doing apprenticeships.
I will say it depends how far in you are.
Yeah.
If you're like, because most what are they, 3 years?
But usually they're
3
3 years. Usually 4 years. Yeah.
Well, if you're like a year in, it's like, if you're a year in and you absolutely hate it, what's the fucking point? But if you're like almost finishing it and you don't mind doing it, like you're not hating it, but you'd rather do something else, you may as well complete it.
Yeah.
In case.
Well, this is where I'd argue. A lot of people would say, yeah, you got to finish your bricklaying apprenticeship. For context, I actually quit bricklaying. I think it was about a month before I was about to finish my apprenticeship. So I would have been qualified in a month, but I quit. I just quit because, and people would always call me stupid because it was like, oh, what if you could fall back on it? But then I think, in the grand scheme of things, why the fuck would I ever want to have the opportunity to fall back on bricklaying? But I understand if you're an electrician and you have a high up job, that would be maybe something you want to fall back on. And you've got that paper.
And also, you absolutely dreaded it. So it's like, why would you want to do something? Why would you want to fall back on something you absolutely dread? But if you don't mind it, it's like, is that
also, if you're a man, you can fall back on fucking anything. If you're a man, I've always said, like, you can always make money. It doesn't matter where you are. You can make money with doing anything.
Exactly. Like, worst comes to worst, night shift factory job, you're making
you're making more than qualified tradies.
Or get a forklift license. That's an extra $5 an hour. Easy. Yeah,
I think where people are saying it's something you fall back on, they're talking in terms of life setup. But there are other ways to fit safety nets in there.
And also, like, sometimes you got to burn the boats a bit. It's a bit like when you like sort of what you did right at the end of your apprenticeship. You sort of burnt that boat because you never want to go back.
I don't want to do it.
So you make sure it's not really possible to because you have to restart your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And also, the saying that a good wage is the killer of all dreams. If you have something really good you can fall back on, you might not be as motivated to like.
100%.
Because it's like, I don't have to work that hard because it doesn't really matter because I can always go back to this well-paying job that I didn't mind that much.
Yeah.
But if you got that fire under your ass where you've got no other option but to succeed in like your online business or whatever that is, it's a lot easier to stay focused and dialed in and stay motivated.
100%. I'll go back to the question. So basically the question was, should I finish my apprenticeship first, then start online making? So,
depends how close.
So I'm not sure what he means. Does he want to quit?
Is he saying like he's not worrying about it at all while he's doing his apprenticeship, and then he wants to quit too?
Yeah.
So it's like but if you're doing your apprenticeship, you still have a decent amount of hours after work. If you're not doing anything, if you're doing gym every weekend,
Yeah, no, you can do both.
you can you can literally just start it after your work if you've got the time to. Because when you're just starting, you really want to test out to make sure it's something you can do.
Yeah, this is what you do, and this is what everyone should do doing an apprenticeship is spend every fucking waking hour after work building a business or building a social presence, building a personal brand. That's what I did. I built Youth Market and all my personal brands off the back of working a 9 to 5, working 11 hours a day.
Everyone likes to glorify, you like burn the boats, start the online business. But if you're being realistic, it's going to take years before you develop the skills to even be able to make any sort of money.
100%.
Exactly. Like if you're starting, it's going to take years before you even start being profitable.
100%.
So realistically, if you've got like rent to pay for, you've got stuff to pay for, then like it's just like you're gonna go broke.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just not gonna like you have enough hours after work. You work 8 hours a day, you're awake for 16 hours of the day.
Yeah.
You can fit some hours in there to work on your business and learn the skills. And then when you've got the skills to actually start making some money and bringing in some cash flow, then you can, quit your job. And
yeah, like for example, that's what we're doing right now. We still have a job that we're working 8 hours during the day. And just after we go straight to gym, hurry up and do that, and then we've got what, like 3-4 hours.
It's a good life setup. You can save a lot of money. You can still get a lot of the personal work done. And I'd argue a lot of people couldn't actually sit and do online business work for more than 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Yeah, and also I will say on top of that, I bet he has weekends.
Yes.
If you're going out drinking, do you really want it that bad? If you really want it that bad, you would not waste your time going out.
For instance, I work 8 hours, then I got gym every day, boxing every second day, and I still squeeze in 2 or 3 hours. This podcast is up. It's going to be an episode up. I've got my long form content. I've got my short form content. Realistically, if you want it that bad, you can get a lot of fucking stuff done. And for instance, like it can be a good setup for a while because you've got the cash flow. Like we know that there's always going to be money coming in. If like whatever, like this stays dry, the money's not coming in. It doesn't matter because we've got the cash flow that we can pay the rent, pay the bills, and you never have to worry about it. The stress isn't there because you're not worrying about, will the business go bankrupt? Will everything fuck up at once and then I'm back on the street?
Yeah, 100%. You can.
It doesn't have to be like instantly burn the boats.
Yeah, you can. People underestimate how much humans are capable of. Like a lot of people think, oh, I can only work. I have to rest this much. I have to rest this much. Fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like. Some of these guys think they're like made of glass or something.
Yeah.
It's like we're fucking humans. We took over the world. Like we're capable of so much. Like you can work an 8-hour day, then you can work another 8-hour day after that, and then you can do gym, and then you can do boxing.
Yes.
Oh, I might burn out.
Yeah.
Fucking, it doesn't exist.
Also,
man-made.
Another way to show that you have time, go on your phone and look how much hours you are on your phone.
Yeah.
Replace that with work. And people are on their phone for hours. Even if you're on your phone for 3 hours in one day, that's 3 hours that you can be doing.
Exactly.
I've seen 12-hour screen times. Imagine you put that into business.
Exactly.
You can build.
How can you sit there and say, I don't have no time when you're on your phone?
And not to mention, when people tell me that they can't sleep, and they're just like restless in bed, they can't sleep, you're not working.
You didn't work hard enough.
If you actually work to your potential and you actually work hard enough, the second you hit the bed, boom, lights out, you're asleep.
Yeah.
That's a big metric. That's like, if you actually work as hard as you can work, you won't have problems sleeping.
You should be in REM sleep the hour you go to bed.
Yes. And sleep is very important to have a healthy mind for business.
Yeah.
But you don't need any more than 8 hours. Some people might need 10, for example.
Yeah, it does vary a little bit.
I probably need 10 because I don't sleep that well.
Yeah.
But I have a thick neck. But I still get at least 8 hours sleep even on weekends. I don't do any more than 8 hours because otherwise it's just time wasted.
And you feel lethargic too.
And I feel fine with 8 hours anyway.
And also, a massive thing is I know so much people like they're always like, oh, I'm unmotivated. I'm like lethargic. I'm all tired. I'm like that feeling where it's just like
you feel like a pussy.
You feel like a pussy.
Yeah.
You're probably sleeping like way too many hours.
Yeah.
If you like actually just dial back sleep,
or just not working hard enough and being active enough.
Yeah, you gotta have some momentum, obviously, and that starts with just getting the right amount of sleep, not too much sleep, because so much people oversleep and then they're just stuck in this sleepy state.
Yeah,
I know that happens with me. If I sleep any more than 9 hours, I'm fucking like rooted for the first 4 hours of the day. I can't get the momentum.
Yeah, with the whole trying to save time part, what makes that easier is if you have a healthy mind and it makes you want to do more. And the best way, in my opinion, to have that is, yes, the correct amount of sleep, but eat healthy foods. Because the other day, I did...
Cope of the week.
Cope of the week.
We haven't gotten to the first fucking question yet.
Yeah. I will say this. I did a video where the video was I ate only junk food for a whole day.
I ate like 90% of the world for a day.
Yeah, I ate like what most people eat every day. And oh my God, I do not know how people get anything done. My gym was terrible. Like I had no strength. And worst part is I could not think.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing. And so these people are out there saying they're not motivated, they don't feel like doing anything, they can't do anything because they can't think of shit.
Yeah.
When they're eating this crap, it's like no wonder.
They're eating.
Sorry, boys, a bit of intermission. I was saying that when I talk to most people, whether I'm coaching them or just talking to people, wherever I go in the gym or at a social setting, I can like sometimes hear the brain fog they have. They just can't seem to use their brain. they don't have that much mental clarity to see the vision, to see anything through.
I know.
A lot of it can be diet.
I think a lot of it is also people overthink shit too much.
That too,
I
yeah.
always see the people who don't follow through is like, oh, well, what if it fails?
Yeah.
And then they have a quick moment of loving the idea, thinking it will take off, and then the next moment they're thinking, oh mate, no, I can't see people buying this, and then they don't follow through.
Yeah.
They think about shit too much.
This is like all related a lot back to the question, but like how you can like burn the boats, quit your apprenticeship, whatever. This is what I was having a question with my friend the other day. Having a conversation with my friend the other day, and it was like, oh, I'm like, if you really want to do this and you want to follow through and you want to chase your dreams, you're probably going to be failing for years and years and years and years. And you have to sacrifice a lot of your life.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, but like, what if I'm 40 and everything fails and I'm broke, whatever? I'm like, well, that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to happen anyway with a 9 to 5, bro.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, it's like you fail. You fail trying to do something, or you fail anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, 100%.
So it's like with the apprenticeship thing, like, oh, I want to burn the bridges, like, I want to, like, I could fall back on the apprenticeship. Should I chase the internet thing? It's like, you do that apprenticeship, you're gonna be like broke your whole life.
Some people just have no self-confidence either. Like, I've never once thought that it would completely ever fail, because I understand you can't fail unless you quit.
No, put enough hours in. You
Yeah, exactly. And secondly, I think a lot of people just want to protect their ego. I think if people fail, it ruins their ego and they want to protect it. So yeah, I think that's a lot of what it is. They don't want to be known as the guy who failed.
Yeah, what people need to mainly understand is what Will said. You're either gonna be working 9 to 5 broke, or
it's up to you. It's like
you either fail trying or fail not trying. Or if the only reason you fail trying is when you just give up.
Yeah.
If you don't give up, you're never gonna fail. You will reach your goal.
A conclusion to that question, I think, keep working your 9 to 5 job. It's going to be a great safety net. It's going to relieve any sort of stress, and work on business after it, because I built businesses on the back of working 11-hour days. And we all have. And you got plenty of time, man. You can even do gym in between those. Anyway, we'll get on to the next question, because I reckon
Should we do cope of the day?
No, we'll get into the next questions and then we'll do cope of the day. Oh, a very dumb one, personality or looks. This is a very bot question. I guess just both.
At face value, looks, and then you work out their personality.
Yeah, I think looks will get you in the door, and then personality is like what's going to either make you love them or...
I find it funny how so many people completely neglect, they say like, oh, I don't care about the looks, it's all personality. But it's like when you don't even know them and you're looking at them, the only thing you can judge them on is by your looks. Like,
exactly.
Let's be honest.
You want to be if there's no attraction in the relationship, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
it just doesn't.
I'd say.
It doesn't.
Buy a car you think is ugly with a good engine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy a fucking what's that car? The Chrysler.
Yeah. That shit box.
The PT Cruiser or whatever, some shit.
You're gonna buy it because it's got a V8 in it.
I'm sure it's a great reliable car.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy a fucking i30 with a V8 in it. Sorry.
Yeah. You know what I mean? 100%.
i30Ns go off.
Huh?
i30Ns go off. They got turbos and shit.
Yeah.
They look like shit.
No, they don't look too bad.
I'll go a little bit deeper into this. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but like you see some of these guys. I'm a pretty positive person. I don't like focusing on negatives and shit, but there's some guys, and I can't help but notice it. If you're human, you can't help but notice it.
Yeah.
Where there's these good-looking guys, or even just average-looking guys, with these, how do I say it? With these humongous girlfriends, right? Just hear me out. Right? You just got to think, a relationship can't work if there's no attraction in there.
No.
It just doesn't.
And people love.
You know what I mean? But you can see the depression in the men's face. Like,
Yeah.
If you're just being honest with yourself, and I made a video similar to this, and I got fucking attacked, but it's mostly because men aren't honest these days. And I think if you are being honest, there's no one factor that would make you want to be with a chick like that, no matter how much you love them.
The attraction needs to be there.
The attraction needs to be there.
A big thing is they get with a girl that looks fit. Mm-hmm. They have kids, and then the girl lets herself go.
It's a lot of it is actually because
men do that too.
Also, a lot of it.
A lot of men are fat as fuck.
But a lot of it is because the blokes are absolute. The blokes are absolute cunts of people. They're really bad people, and they think if they get an ugly girlfriend, they can get away with that. That's not how it works. Whether the woman is ugly or hot, they're not going to put up with a fucking bullshit boyfriend. So then they're even going to fail with a 1, and that's sad. That's sad.
Personality does really matter.
Personality matters, yeah. Anyway, that's fucking stupid question. Yes. I've got another good one in here. Okay, so after all the years of being told you'll never make it, what is one thing that pushed you and got you guys to where you are at now?
Just ignoring it.
I'll read the question. I'll read the question again. I don't really fully understand it. So after all the years of being told you'll never make it, what's one thing that pushed you and got you guys to where you are at now?
I'd say, but the only reason I'm like continuing trying to do what I'm doing, even though pretty much everyone except everyone sitting in this room is like sort of just, even if they're not saying it, they're giving off the vibes of like, what the fuck are you doing? Thing, right? But it's just like learning to just trust my own gut, trust my instincts, and just go, I know what's best for me. I know how I'm going to get successful, and regardless of what these people say, that doesn't change the direction I'm taking. You know what I mean?
And also, I want to say though that question can be misconstrued. Like a lot of people in my life that I know personally really believe in me. You know what I mean? It's not like a whole thing where everyone's like, you'll never make it. Like they see potential in me because I put in the work. And I think everyone is very positive in my life. It's only really the comments section and stuff that says that, or people that don't know me personally.
For me, it was teachers. Like growing up being
teachers,
dyslexic, like, and kids, the teachers would be like, "The fuck?"
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you? But I reckon what made me keep pushing was you two, because you two like obviously are very logical and sit into like who cares. And then when I got to the point of being like that myself, it was more just wanting to not work for a dickhead boss. That's what makes me money. Good. But I just want to have a life where I can make my own choices and not have to worry about I don't have to suck up to a boss.
100%.
That's what I'd want that. Freedom.
I know. And I know for that, and I think you're thinking the same thing. It's like caring what these people think isn't worth it. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Like the sacrifice is well worth it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like just having a few people say, you're a loser, what are you doing? People in your comment section, like that's like, it's not going to fucking demotivate me unless I have a vagina. Like that's not going to demotivate me to continue chasing my dreams. You know what I mean?
Like look at a good thing to get out of that, to not listen to people who say shit like that, is look at them. Look at what they're doing and how they're living out their life. It's like, are you going to listen to people like that who are going down? Like,
we'll see in 10 years, won't we? We'll see in 10 years. Like,
yeah, I also think it's like I'm very secure in who I am as well. Like, and I've got, like, I don't need friends. Like, I really don't. Like, I've got my mission and I've got the brothers. Like, that's all I need. Everyone in the world can hate me. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm on my shit. I don't fucking care. As long as I believe in what I'm doing and as long as I believe inside that's positive, you know, people can bitch and moan. I don't give a fuck. I'll make peas. I'll make fucking... I'll make this shit work. I don't care.
What made me not give a fuck is people who insult you and put you down are people who are doing worse than you. You're not going to find someone who's doing way better than you go, why are you doing that?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone who's calling you out and says why you're calling you stupid, they're always below you.
It's like when I walked into the boxing gym. Like, it's probably the most positive environment you can get into. Everyone there could fuck me up.
Yeah.
There's not one person there that couldn't fuck me up. But everyone is so positive. It's not like, fuck your shit. It's like, well, obviously I'm starting. They understand that, you know? They've been through the trials and tribulations.
Also, another thing about like caring what people think. I used to be massive about this. Like, I'd always get like, what are these people saying? What are these people saying? And then I actually thought about it. I'm like, do I even enjoy spending time with these people? No. I don't even really like them as people anyway. So why should I even care?
Yeah. And you also got to put on a priorities list. Am I, A, going to care what these people think and not do inside what I think I should do? Or should I just, okay, people can have whatever view they want on me. I'll do what I want. People can think what they want. I'm just going to be me.
Exactly.
And these people who do say stuff about you are behind the screen. If you meet them face to face, oh, I love your shit, man. Even if they do say something negative in front of you, all you have to act is not tough, but stick up for yourself and not back down, because they realize you don't take shit.
100%.
Like,
100%.
if you back down, they'll realize you are a pussy and they'll keep nagging you. If you go, what the fuck? What are you saying, cunt?
Yeah.
They're not gonna go. They're not gonna keep going.
That's so true.
Also, like there's people behind the screen, like you said, like people call you like little boy.
Oh yeah, it's like the new video I posted. I got heaps of views, but there was a lot of like guys, and they've been like, "Oh, calm down, little boy. You got an opinion. That's cute." I'm like, I'm 90 kegs, right? I'll get in the ring with me. I don't care. I'm not. You know what I mean? As I don't see this shit in person. I've never.
No, those people in person would be like, shake your hand and be like, love what you're doing.
Love what you're doing. So even when I had 130,000 followers and I had people coming up to me in the gym and in person, you know, I had more haters than fans. Not one hater came up to me. Where are the haters?
No, well, yeah. And
where are they?
Fucking hater you had that
was
in your,
was in my vicinity, took a photo of me and sent it to me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like
what a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Like, so don't listen to people like that because they're little bitches themselves.
So that's all the questions. We'll get on to We'll
this
quickly
next
get past cope of the week. We'll do cope of the week, and then we'll move on to the subject.
Cope of the week, quick explanation is pretty much an excuse for doing something that you shouldn't be doing.
Yep.
What is yours, Nelson?
I haven't actually thought about this. I'm trying to think if there's one I've done. Have I done something?
No, you've been a good boy this week.
I have been a pretty good boy this week. I'll have some humility and say like there's been like a few chocolate bars I've probably bought.
You bought a pack of cinnamon donuts.
I can't cope for that. There's no reason for buying those. That was just bad. I can't cope. But I will say, so I went in the ice bath. Usually I'm pretty neutral about it. But this time we put the ice in first, then the water, so it was a lot colder.
I discovered what we were doing is we were putting the water in all the way and then putting the ice in. But this time I put the ice in first and let the water fill up, and it was freezing cold.
So Hayden's done this ice bath, and then I've gone in and I've just felt it in my feet, and my feet literally just instantly started throbbing and stinging really bad. I'm like, oh my god.
I was only in there for 2 minutes.
I was literally in there. When I first dipped in, I was in for a few seconds. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go in, and then I just went in. So I still did the task, but the cope was my feet felt like they were gonna fall off. I guess.
What did I do? I bought a Zappo bar today.
Why?
And a Reese's cup.
And a Reese's.
Oh shit!
Well, the Reese's cup I had no explanation for. The Zappo was 80 cents. So I was like,
but guess how much no Zappo is? It's free. It's free.
There you go. That's my cope of the week. Got it off my chest.
It's like, well, if you didn't.
Hey, this is where we get off our chest. There's no judgment here, right? It's judgment.
It's all about humility,
I've got a
right?
good one, boys.
Oh shit!
Alright.
This is
Yeah, but it's not like I enjoyed it. So I fucking didn't. Okay, normally all I eat is healthy foods. And one day I decided to do it for a video to experiment me eating only junk food for a whole day. It was fucking terrible. I did it for a video. It's not like I did it because I wanted to or I just had made up an excuse. But it was fucking terrible. I will say that. I hated every minute of it.
Loved every second of it.
So the cope was you ate the junk food, but you were filming a video out of it.
Yes. But I didn't enjoy it.
But I think I also know that you wouldn't
you
enjoy
can argue
that.
Joe Fazer does that on his videos. He like sacrifices his health just to get some views.
Yeah.
But it's not like I did it because I just wanted to. Like, I did it for a reason. This is a cope right now.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But no, I hated it.
Oh.
Don't eat junk food. It makes you feel like shit.
Right. How far into the potty? We haven't just.
How many minutes have we gone?
26.
Holy shit.
26 minutes. We haven't discussed the topic
Alright,
of
boys.
the podcast.
We'll fucking get into the video. So, we're going to be talking about discipline and motivation. We've touched on this in a lot of episodes. It's a huge one. It's always talked about. So, what is discipline?
It's doing something you don't want to do that benefits you. I think. Yeah, that'd be pretty
Does it
accurate.
have to benefit you?
I think it would be smart. You wouldn't want to be disciplined in something that harms you.
Yeah, exactly. That's not really discipline. That's just being a fucking.
Still doing it.
But I guess it is still discipline. Yeah, it's like
Still doing it.
it's like if you constantly like purposely stub your toe on the wall, and you want to do that every day. That's discipline.
I guess it's still discipline,
Mate, it's
isn't it?
hardening your toes up. So whenever you accidentally do it, it's done it.
It's conditioning.
In all seriousness, so yeah, discipline is basically just doing something time and time again that you don't want to do.
What does it have to say? Do the hard work, especially when
Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. That is a quote that encapsulates.
Bars.
It just encapsulates discipline.
Pretty much.
Would you guys say you're disciplined?
Well, there's levels to this shit, really. Like you could argue,
Yeah.
I'm not even close to David Goggins, but then compared to the normal person, they look at my life and they say, well, I'd rather shit my hands and clap than live your disciplined life.
Yeah.
But then if I live with David,
Pictured that.
but then if I live with David Goggins will be like,
You're a bitch.
Get up, son!
yeah,
You
we
don't know me!
be like, you're a sloppy little fucking.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah,
levels-
there is levels. Even if you go on the next, like, if you go into another environment, go into a different room, people might be on a whole nother level.
I think I'd be maybe army level disciplined.
Oh, no fucking
Nah.
way, dude. No way.
Nah.
Well, they're forced to be there. It's not really discipline, is it?
Oh, sorry. They sign up for it.
Yeah, but once they're there, they're there. So it's not really out of their choice whether they do like wake up early and stuff.
Yeah,
for months.
it's all
They have
up to
do
you.
it. So you could argue that's just because they have to. That's not out of their own free will.
Hence why there's a 100% success rate
But
for
they
everyone in the
don't have to
military.
stay there. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
a very nuanced argument.
Yeah, why the fuck?
I don't
Anyway,
know.
no, but
There's no
in
measurement.
terms of a normal person, which that's who we're going to, I don't think a fucking army sergeant or David Goggins is going to be listening to this. But
Yeah.
in terms of a normal person, we are pretty disciplined. Like, whenever I'd say to someone, I wake up at 6 a.m. and jump in a bath full of ice, they're like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself?
Yeah.
They think I'm like mentally ill or something. I'm like, no, you're mentally ill. This is fixing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Fixing my mental illness.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I say we get the ice bath done. We
I need to go back to school.
we get the ice bath done. We get the gym done. We get the boxing done. We get the videos done.
I'd say gym and boxing is discipline though, because we like.
Alright, so
This is where I want to talk about as well. So people confuse discipline with doing something they love. So
That's hard.
that's hard, yes. So a lot of people love going to gym, right? And that's not discipline. If you like going to it, it's not discipline. You're going there because you want to.
If you're
Oh my god, you go every day. Of course you're going to.
here's where motivation comes into it. I think if you're motivated to do something that's hard, that's not discipline. It's when you're not motivated to do it, but you do it anyway.
That's right.
So, for instance, gym for me, it's not discipline because I love doing it. Boxing right now, I'm still getting in the groove of it. It's pretty hard. Like, most times I don't actually want to go. So, I'd say that's like discipline.
No, I'd say I'm more motivated to do boxing than gym. I don't really look forward to gym at all. Yeah. No, gym for me is discipline definitely because I'm not really looking forward to it, you know?
I actually drew this up. I wonder if you could just bring this up on the podcast.
A little bell curve graph.
It's like a little bell curve. It's like when you first start gym, it's all discipline. You have no motivation to do it. But then about 6 months in is that sweet point where you just start loving it. You just start loving going it. You're so hyped. You start buying all the gym clothes. You start making your gym playlist. Everything's fine. You're having all the caffeines.
In love with the pump.
In love with the pump. And then about 2 years after, the curve goes back down. And you start needing the discipline again because you're used to it, right? You're over going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say this. Like a lot of veterans in the industry, a lot of the gym veterans in the industry, they always say it. They say, I fucking hate gym now.
Yeah.
I think even Lex Little said in one of his videos, he's like, I fucking despise the gym, but it's my career. So,
well, that's it. You know, it's just lifting heavy circles up and down. How much more complicated can you make it?
yeah, it
really.
gets pretty dull after a while.
I hope it doesn't come to the point of being disciplined, but for me, it's at the moment I do enjoy it. But for me, it's like brushing my teeth. It's just something I always leave in the day. Like I leave a space in the day to do.
So
It's not like I fucking have. It's not like I'm forcing myself to do it, or I mean, I do love it, but I don't think it will get to me where I hate it.
Do you think having a habit or habit building is discipline though? Or do you think that is just something that is biologically wired for us to do?
I reckon habit building a habit is caused by discipline.
Yeah.
Because it's like if it's not a habit, you obviously don't.
This is what I try to explain to people so much when they're trying to start something new, and they're just saying, "Well, I can't get started with it. It's just so hard." I'm like, you only really need discipline for the first little while.
Yeah.
First few months.
First
few months. It's with most things. Like gym is the most obvious example, obviously, but even anything else, like starting a business or starting a new habit, like for instance, like the ice bath thing or whatever. Like if you do it for long enough, it doesn't require as much discipline. It usually requires the most discipline only at the start, which is like. That's why it frustrates me when I see people and they only do something for like a week or two and then they just quit. I'm like, if you just kept doing it, it would become easy. You wouldn't need all this discipline because you'd be motivated.
It's pretty much automatic after that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And Nelson's actually said this in a video before, but I like it, so I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It.
I think I know what you have to say.
Yeah. Motivation it came from the word motive.
Yeah.
And
well, actually, it didn't come from. I looked this up. So it didn't come. That is actually not the motive. Is not the origin of motivation, but it's very similar.
I thought that's what. Yeah.
Well, basically, is it is, but it's not. It's I don't know fucking English. It sort of is motivation. It's like, but that's not actually the origin.
Like
of the
you
word.
have a motive, and your yeah.
I'll explain it. So what do you boys think motivation is?
I think it's like a burst of energy you get from wanting to achieve something.
Yes.
That's how I describe. Like when I get motivated, the main things I get motivated by, like if I see some like little short video of like the most motivated I'll ever be to make more money is when I see those like little videos of like them in the skyscrapers with the money and all that shit. Like that'll give you a little bit of motivation because you see the end goal and you want to do it. It just gives you like that burst of energy.
Yeah.
You get motivated to do it, or you think of the end result, or you think of what
That's what gets me.
The end result, yeah.
That's what motivates me.
Example, like I just want to be for gym. I want to be like jacked as fuck, and if I don't go to the gym, like I have a fear of just shriveling up.
Yeah.
And so I'm motivated to keep going to get bigger.
100%. I think when people talk about these like short spurts of motivation they get, like a lot of people, they get that motivation from, those videos, or they even see my videos and get a lot of people say, oh, thank you, it's motivated me. I've never really been like that. I'll never watch one video and think, yeah, okay, I'm super boosted. But because I've done in my life a lot of envisioning, I've done a lot of imagery in my head of what exactly I want to be. And every time I practice that, I get more and more motivated. It's like an infinite source of motivation. I can't lose it.
So you get motivation from yourself achieving something other than watching someone else do it.
I get my motivation from in my head envisioning where I want to be, and just thinking I don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now.
Like for those people who it might help some people when they say, "Oh, I'm motivated because I want to be like him." It's like,
yeah, no, I don't want to be anyone.
I don't really understand. It's like motivate to have a goal for yourself, not to be like someone else, and that will be a lot better.
I think with the only problem with motivation though is it's always short term. It's always short term, and that's when you need the discipline. Which is why I argue like discipline is just so much more important, because you're always going to be motivated. A lot of people get motivated for gym for the first week or two.
Yeah.
They're so motivated. They see all these like bodybuilders coming up on their phones and stuff. They're like, I'm going to be like him and all this stuff. But then as soon as the motivation starts fizzling out, you start needing that discipline. If it's not there, you're going to quit and you're going to stop doing it.
I think if you combine motivation and discipline, I think it's like a god combo though.
100%.
Because you get the work done while also having a good time.
The people who succeed the most never go off their feelings.
Yeah.
And discipline is not feelings and motivation is.
Yeah.
So if you go off everything you do, you go off discipline, you do it no matter how you feel, you will succeed in everything. If you go off motivation, you say, "Oh, I don't feel like doing this today."
Yeah.
You won't do it. So if you just do it no matter what.
100%. Like the motivation comes from the emotional side of your brain. It's all emotion based.
It's prefrontal cortex.
I think it is. I'm not 100% sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Whatever. All the different parts of the brain. I'm not like a scientist, but there's the motivation which comes from the emotional side of your brain.
Yep.
But I think the discipline is where that logical side kicks in, and
Which people do not have.
do not have. So exactly, a lot of people run off their emotions. Like a thing with the ice bath, right? If you're going off your feelings, you're never getting the ice bath. But when I'm in that tub, I have to shut off my emotional brain, shut off all the things of like, oh, it's so painful, I should get out, I don't feel good. I have to tap into the fucking logical part of my brain and be like, I'm going to benefit from this. I'm going to benefit from this. I've only got 120 seconds I need to be in here. I'm thinking logically, because if I start thinking emotionally, then I'm relying off motivation and not discipline.
Yeah, you can also, though, use the emotion to get through it. Like, for instance, you can tap into the full primal, they don't know me son part of it. You know what I mean?
David Goggins does that. Like,
go to the depths of your demons, pretty much.
Yeah, like literally fight. But he's fighting off his emotions. He's literally, Yeah, what I do is, the ice bath, I just look at the outcome. Like, when I'm in the situation, I literally, like, want to fuck off. Like, I don't want to be in here.
Yeah.
But I always say, as soon as I get out, I know I'm going to feel great for the next 5 hours. That's all I'm thinking about.
So much people don't have the ability to shut off that emotional side of their brain. And that's why they can't see things out. That's why they can't see things through.
Yeah.
I got sent my friend the other day. He was sitting in the sauna. He's trying to get out because he's in his head. He's in the emotional state in his brain. And I'm like, you just need to shut that off. You need to shut it off. Like, because that's just telling. The emotional side is always going to go off what's best for you in the present moment. But you need to see what's good for you in the future. So if you're sitting in that sauna, you're sweating, you're like, you're fucking short of breath. You're like, I need to get out. And your brain and the emotional side's in there saying, like, just like, you're a bitch, like, just get out. Like, what are you doing? But then you got to tap into that logical side where it's like, the longer I stay in here, the better. Like, you know what I mean?
The logical discipline part of your life is what's going to set that structure. And if you want success in any metric, you need to have structure. If you just relied off like your emotions, that's where I see most people, where they're sort of just flying around, doing different ideas, switching.
They can't shut off that emotional present day.
Exactly. For me, I'll have a bit of humility. I'll say that I do have like a baseline set level of discipline. I'd get certain things done, but I can tap into that emotional side and get my really passionate projects done using that. So I'll have like a baseline work I'll do. Like I'll edit the podcast. That's definitely discipline. I hate doing that. Editing the podcast, putting out my short form contents. I'll get one done a day. And then I'll also try and do a long form video for whatever channel and then get business work done. That's mostly all fucking done through discipline. I don't really enjoy doing that. Apart from business, I enjoy that. But then I use that like emotional side to really connect with my audience and make the really good videos.
Yeah.
So,
another thing, a lot of successful people don't make one big goal. They make heaps of little goals throughout the day, so they're motivated to hit that goal.
Yeah.
Even if they don't want to do it, having a little goal that even if it's just write 100 or 300 words in this paragraph or whatever you're doing, that will give you motivation to want to do it. But if you have a big goal, like you just have a goal which is be rich by blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it won't that isn't. I don't think that's enough
that's right.
motivation to get you to
Exactly.
get you
It's
something.
too vague as well.
If you only have that big 10-year goal, but your motivation lasts 2 weeks, that's going to fizzle out.
Yeah,
You're not gonna-
exactly.
that's the thing there. So
You'll lose sight of the vision.
Exactly. So that's why I like to just set daily goals, because my motivation is going to last the day.
Yeah.
I get motivated for that, and it's there the whole day, and the next day I've got a new task, and it's just
Yeah.
refreshing. If you're just thinking of like, for instance, 10 years, I want to buy a Lamborghini. Within the next 2 weeks, you're going to forget about that Lamborghini because the motivation is going to just...
And you're going to think about just all this other shit. Like, how am I going to do it? This, that,
it's going to be
all done.
Gonna, yeah, and you're going to be... Yeah. It's
Like-
not going to work.
Even set a goal for just each task. Like sometimes I wake up and I make a list in my head of what I'm going to do today. If I complete that, it's just the best dopamine.
The best
rush.
feeling
And
ever.
it's also makes me more motivated to do something. Like for example, I hate running, and sometimes I do be a little bitch and like stop every now and then. But what I do to stop me from doing that is I start at a street and say, okay, I'm not going to stop running until I get to whatever street or my house. And I literally do not stop running until I get to the house.
Yeah.
And it really pushes myself.
I actually noticed today you went up the long way to get here.
Yes.
Did you do it on purpose or not?
Yes, I did.
You sure?
The wrong way. Yes,
On purpose?
I lived
Damn,
the long way.
they really don't know you, son.
Yeah.
I was like, where's this guy going? Is he doing this on purpose or what?
I went the wrong way. I was like, that's why I do the short way. It was like a K barely under. I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
easy mode.
Alright, so I can actually think of a perfect example of like the little short-term goals, like while you're running or whatever.
yes.
I probably sound like a bitch right now, but this was just in like school athletics. At the time, you got to understand how unfit I was. I did zero running. I was a nerd that coded video games. For some reason, I signed up for the 800-meter run, and I'm against all like the footy kids and all the actually athletic kids that run. Right? I'm just an office fucking chair nerd kid, right?
Bad posture kid.
Yeah, like I just had no hope in the world. And I was running, and within 100 meters, I was gassed. I was like, "Fuck this!" I'm literally like not even halfway around the fucking. I had to go around the oval twice.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that 800, 1500.
No, it's just the 800-meter. So it's around the thing twice, right? And I've literally gone like a quarter of the way, and I'm fucking gassed. But then I'm just like, okay, what if I see every quarter as like a section? So my goal was just to get to the next quarter of the track, just to get around each corner of the track.
Yeah.
And I just kept resetting that. I get to this corner, I'm like, okay, just focus. I can see the next corner that I need to get to, run towards that, and then start thinking about the next corner.
Yes.
And that's how you get through it, because you're only thinking about this much, and it's like, oh, that's possible.
It's not overwhelming.
It's not overwhelming. So much people do that, and they start freaking the fuck out. Like, for instance, they'll start a business, and they'll start thinking about everything in the future. They'll be like, for instance, I want to start a clothing brand. They'll be like, oh, but what if I have like 1 million orders, and then where am I going to keep the inventory? What am I going to do this? How am I going to run the advertisement? Then I have to hire people to run the factory. Like, bro, just start on making a design first.
Exactly. That's a good example.
yeah.
Or don't look at the end of the race.
That'll come.
Look at sections.
100%.
That'll come eventually. Like, just focus on the little things now.
Yeah. So if you told someone, right, you said, look, I'm going to be a millionaire. They'd straight up just be like, they'd just laugh. I think you were joking. They'd probably call you delusional.
Yeah, exactly.
Either then you switch it and say, all right, well, I'm going to talk to a manufacturer tonight. Mm-hmm. They go, oh, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then the next week you say, I'm going to get some samples in tonight. Oh, nice. And then next week you say, yes, I'm going to batch order a bunch of clothes now. Oh, cool, sweet. And then you so on, keep doing that. It's like, hang on, now I'm here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now there's $1 million.
Now, that's like, now it happened, but you called me delusional. Really, it's just the little things you got to focus on to get those little things done.
Exactly. So it's like, I'm going to make $1 million. They say, yeah, fucking no way. It was like, oh, I'm going to make 1,000 this week.
How hard doing those little things every week?
Make 10,000, 50,000, 100,000.
Yeah.
It's just the little goals.
Little goals.
And eventually it'll happen. They'll be like, wait, how the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
Like, because they just
See it as a ladder. You're holding onto each rung.
Yeah.
You're not fucking going.
Yeah. No, because that's what, when people say, like, when I say dream big, yeah, dream big, but fucking understand what you got to do to get there.
Exactly.
Like, when I see people say, like,
Logic comes in.
yeah, it's like when I see people say, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to live in like a penthouse, like, okay, how are you going to do it? And then they just freak out.
They freak the fuck out.
Because it's easy to think about that, but it's also really overwhelming, you know, when you say it like that. Yeah, exactly. I'm literally like a lot of the time not thinking about, you know, I'm literally not thinking about, am I going to be a millionaire or 10 million, a billionaire? I don't really care. I'm just going to do what I need to do to get there and see where I end up, you know?
I'm not excited for the outcome, really. Like, or I'd love the outcome. I'm not really excited for the money or the freedom. It's just I really can't wait to complete this task.
100%.
I really, that's why.
I'm not looking at it as some massive like euphoria moment at the end of this, being like, yes, oh my god, I've done it. Yeah, here I am. That's what people think it is.
That will feel amazing when it does come to that, because that's what why you started.
But then you just can want high. There's not going to be one moment where maybe when you like escape your 9 to 5 or something,
when
like,
you
yes,
quit your job, that will be like,
yeah,
when you're like,
okay, cool, on to the next thing, you know? Yeah, it's on to the next thing. It's not like, and nothing will ever be like, yes, I've done it.
Yeah, and you know how they say like 99% of businesses fail? Is that the statistic? What is that? It's like,
Yeah, it's like
something
98% or something.
yeah, but it's like
that's not because of that.
I'm like everyone thinks it's like, don't start a business because 99% of people fail. I'm like, no, that's only because people get stuck in the mud, they freak the fuck out and run back home.
It's not 90%.
It's skill issue, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking skill issue.
it's not 99% of businesses fail. It's 99% of businesses quit.
It's 99%.
Change the fucking word.
It's 99% of people can't fucking hack it.
That's why you got to be the fucking 1%.
It's all in here. It's all in here, bro.
Everyone needs to listen to Alex Hormozi's story.
Yeah.
He went from absolute, like, from having good amount of money to absolutely fucking nothing.
In debt.
And now look at him.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good example of why you
Because
should just never
Quick intermission. Cameraman had to take a piss. How do you think you would get someone motivated, or if you were someone that was struggling with discipline, how would they get disciplined? To do a range of different things.
Thing is, like, I wasn't that bad of a baseline.
Hayden had potential, and I saw that.
Like, I was like a bit of and then like I've straightened out a bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't that bad though. I wasn't as bad.
No, definitely not.
And it takes time, obviously, to build it up. Like, I started off as a complete degen, like fucking not an ounce of discipline in me. And then eventually it was just like little things, like the gym. I just started doing the bench press in the little back room that we had at the house in the garage. Started doing bench press there. Started adding some sit-ups, some push-ups. Started adding more exercise to that. And then it was honestly just gym. I was drinking at the same time as well. I was drinking, going to the gym. Gym was the only good thing I was doing for my body. And then after that, it was like, well, I'm doing all right in the gym. I'm progressing in this. Maybe I should start actually doing things elsewhere. So I started fixing up my diet, because I was just eating like just shitty food, but also going to the gym. So I was like, I fixed up my diet as well. Got that in line. Then I started helping you out with the business a bit more, because you were just sort of running it mainly yourself. And I was like, you know what, I should actually help out here. Started doing that a bit more, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start up a YouTube channel. Started filming videos and shit like that. And then eventually I'm like, there's so much on my plate. I need to start cutting out drinking because it's just taking up too much of my time.
Yeah.
And it's just eventually you cut things out, you add more things in, and eventually, like, holy fuck, I don't even live close. Like, I don't even live a lifestyle that's even comparable to anyone that I used to like hang out with. Or whatever.
It's all part of becoming a man.
Definitely, it's maturing. A lot of it is just maturing.
I think a lot of the reasons you also became disciplined and stopped those things is because you wanted something.
100%.
Like, for instance, like when you said, the reason why you stopped drinking is because it was taking too much time and you wanted to do this. It's like, in my opinion, how you get discipline is to have a goal and see the outcome.
Have a goal that's worth being disciplined for.
Exactly. Like, for instance, like the ice baths. I fucking hate the cold. Like, I can't stand it. But I knew it would help me because, like, working the job we have and then gym, it's like our bodies were just like, we were sore all the time.
Yeah.
And then I started doing ice baths, and the first couple of times it was difficult. I hated it. I still hate it now, but it's getting easier. And it's just be logical and see what's good for you.
Yeah, also like logical discipline. Like, for instance, I'm always trying to squeeze in either filming or editing or planning a video, but that's only because I have to get videos out. In my mind, the videos have to be put out.
Yeah.
Or else, I don't know. For me, it's just a non-negotiable. The videos have to be put out, so the discipline is required, pretty much.
Yeah.
The discipline's required. Same with the gym. I'm not going to stop gym because my muscles will deflate instantly. I've got terrible genetics. I'll look like shit after a month or two of quitting. So I'm like, that's a non-negotiable. I have to do that. Now with boxing, I'm not just going to revert all the progress that I've made, even in just a few weeks of doing it. I've seen massive progress. I'm not just going to stop that because then it just reverts all the results.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, I think a lot of people have a big misconception with what discipline is. They think it's like you build up these habits and then you get to the task and you just feel no resistance at all doing it every time. And I don't think that's what it is at all. I think... Yeah, so I think a lot of people have the perception that discipline is you go to do the task that you're quote unquote disciplined at, and then it just becomes like super really easy. There's no resistance. Yeah, there's no.
So they just get to a level and then that's it.
Yeah, people think that it's going to be easy to do those things always. Like once you've disciplined, but every time I go to do something like edit the podcast or work on something specific, I still feel that like the fuck this moment is pushing past that.
Yeah.
You'll get to it when you start it. you will hate it for the.
It will be stronger, but
get to a point where you get into a workflow.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I still come to these tasks and go like question like, oh fuck's sake, you know, fuck this, but I still do it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you're ever going to reach a point where like all these hard things are just like you always yes, let's do it. But I think that's what discipline is.
I think, and like the quote that stuck with me so much is Alex Hormozy said like when he got to the really hard parts of his business and he's like, oh, I should just honestly quit all this. It's so hard. He's like, wait, no. With the thing that I had to say 99% of businesses fail, but like, no, this is what hard is. This is what hard feels like. And this is why most people quit. Yep. Because they don't understand that's what hard is. You know how most people say you got to make it through the hard times. They get to the hard times, they fucking forget about that.
Yeah.
But that's the part.
That's what they're talking about.
That's what makes you, bro. When you have those hard times and you keep going. That's where everyone quits. So if you don't quit, then you're the outlier.
Yeah,
that 1%.
It's not these special things that are happening to you. It's called hard.
People think it's like they haven't been through the hard times. They haven't persisted through it, so they don't even know what it is.
Mm.
Yeah, like no handouts, mate. But and also with them hard times, once you get through it, imagine how good you feel. Not even from the money you earned from those hard times, just like how good you would feel that you completed and how much. You know, stress it put on you, and then you're past it.
Yeah, once you've completed it and gotten past all that, you carry this sense of pride around with you as well, and that pride will also help you get onto other things. Saying, once I've done this, clearly I can do this.
Yes. Yeah. Well, like for instance, when we first ordered that first batch of Youth Market clothes, we went through so many different fucking things. Right, we tried screen printing it ourselves, which we like spent weeks trying to get that all right, trying to get like the right. We set up like a little mini screen print set up in the shed.
Yeah.
It was all fucked. It was all messy. We spilled ink everywhere. We were like, no, you know what? We should just do our own embroidery. We bought an embroidery machine. Couldn't work out. I'm pretty sure it was half broken when we got it.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. We still got it sitting there. It was like $500, which is like
embroider. Isn't that like a little sewing machine thing?
Yeah, like a little.
It's an automatic machine.
We had this thing in our head with well, we could just embroider the.
We're just like, yeah, we're gonna make $1 million with clothes, but we're gonna do it ourselves with an embroidery machine.
Yeah. Anyway, so that idea went out the window. We wasted like there was like
thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we ordered our first batch from manufacturers. That was fucked.
It was all. They came out like these really thin jersey materials with really low. I sent them a high quality file and they printed it out like pixely.
And that dropped like half the money you had at the moment.
That was like half my net worth at the time. No one's ever seen it. It's like these smoke. I've still got it in my cupboard. It's these smoke Youth Market shirts. It's got like this blurred smoke thing on it, and you can literally see your skin through the shirt.
I've got to see this.
I'll show you after. I'll
honestly wear one.
Yeah, I gave one to Shy. I gave one to Shy.
Yeah, but like most people would have had that happen. They'd be like, you know what, fuck this. It's all too hard.
Most people do it in the clothing brand industry. It's like the meme is like you've just got your first drop, no one's bought it, and it's sitting in there, and then you hate your life or whatever.
Yeah, but that is the point where you go, this is the hard times, this is what hard feels like, and this is where most people quit. So if I don't quit, then I've instantly become that 1%. Like just by persisting through that, probably in the top 1% of people that have attempted clothing brands.
And how the fuck are you going to retire at like the lowest point? Then you're just going to be known as the guy who literally quit when it got hard.
And that is where the motivation dies out and the discipline needs to take over. Like that wasn't motivation to keep going. That was discipline. That was like, righto, fucking...
Better fix that.
Back to the drawing board, restart.
Yeah.
And that's where you need discipline to persist through those moments where it's like, fuck this. The hard fucking times.
Yeah.
People need to be told, you're a pussy.
People need to be told you're a pussy. Yeah, 100%.
But like...
No, seriously, they do.
100%. Like, what made me do more is when I'd be like, oh, and you'd be like standing at me like, what the fuck are you doing, you little bitch? And I'll be like, yeah, what am I doing? Wake me up. Like, because no one's been like, people need to be fucking forced to do something.
I've had people that are very hard on me in my life. For instance, bosses, my dad. There were very certain people that were very, very, very hard on us, like especially growing up. And I think that's like a reflection of the way I am now, because I know it works. When I'd be stuck in this sort of emotional state, I'd be just sitting there queefing and fucking whatever. Bro, and then my dad would be like, I don't give a fuck. Get up. Yeah. Stop fucking crying. It was that saying over and over. Yeah. Get up, stop crying. Get up, stop crying. I'll fucking quote it, put it on my wall if I want to.
Yeah, people need to be fucking tough. Like, oh, don't be a little princess.
But it's toxic masculinity.
So soft and squishy these days. They need to fucking harden up.
Just malleable.
Like, where's I can't remember the last time I've heard someone say, eat a fucking bag of concrete and harden up.
Exactly.
No one says it anymore.
Yeah, that's like how I say people should get a hard trade. Or even like,
Yeah, that was a big
Yeah, like that is why I'm so grateful for the childhood I had, because it'd be like the weekend and I'd be fucking coping. Like this is when I'm probably like what 10 years. I'd be the weekend. I'd like sleep in, do nothing all weekend, right? My dad would bust in the room at like 7 a.m, open the blinds, rip off the doona, be like, "Get up, come on, there's work to do today." I'm like, "What the fuck, man? It's the fucking weekend."
Yeah.
But now I realize
That was good.
that's good. That's what's made me the person I am today, and why I can actually persist through these things, because I know what hard feels like. That like
Society's trying to stop that, man. They really are. Like, especially they're trying to program it into a lot of the mums and stuff to take care and really look after your kid.
obviously that's the mum's job, but I think
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility relies
It's
on
on
the
the,
father.
rise on the fathers, yeah.
And they don't actually think about their children's upbringing a lot. A lot of fathers just they live like on autopilot.
They're fucking selfish, man.
They're selfish, exactly. They do their job, they make the money, and then they go home and they just sip a beer and say everything's alright.
Yeah.
Fucking do whatever you want, son. And that's when they get the little shits that just can't do anything. And that's why so many people don't have any sort of discipline. They don't have an ounce of just testosterone in them.
Yeah, that's like dad as well. Like, this is why another thing I'm super grateful for is that he had set up his life in a point where he could, his own life is done. Okay, now he can just really focus on our upbringing. A lot of parents don't do that. They don't really focus on the actual child.
Yeah.
They're too focused on trying to make their own shit work because they're too fucking
Yeah, they're too busy surviving.
too busy surviving. They can't actually thrive and teach their children the way.
They literally like grow up being told, "Oh, you enjoy, have fun when you're young. Don't and like just do whatever you want when you're young." And then they get to a point where they have to sort their shit out. Most of the time, that's when they have a kid.
Yes, yeah.
Start paying for a house, have all this shit to do. It's like, why don't you just sort your life out first, and then you can get to the point where you have a kid.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
or if you don't want to have a kid, then have fun and you have.
Yeah,
money.
see, my dad's he's quite old, right? He's a lot older than us. So that's why he had a lot of the shit sorted when he had us. And that's what I've always said. I will not have a kid until I'm sorted.
Yeah.
Right? And this is like, it was so right what you were saying. Like, a lot of the parents these days, it's like they're just trying to survive so much. So they'll just give their kid an iPad and tell them to shut up. Like, just have the iPad, put a TV in front of their face, done, whatever.
So much kids
Clocked.
these days are raised on iPads. It's actually ridiculous. That's why they're fucking going around acting like their favorite YouTubers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like,
No, I'm just, so grateful that
that's
I
why
was raised how I was.
A few episodes ago, we were talking about the school system. I said if I would have just revised the whole thing, I'd send girls to normal school because that's where they thrive. But for boys from like age 10 to 18, I'd be sending them straight to boot camp.
Yes.
I'd be sending them to boot camp and just.
But that's toxic. That's toxic.
It's fucking.
yeah, what? But the people who say, "Oh, that's toxic," what are they going to do? Fucking hit me with their purse?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
the people who say, like, people are scared of the wrong people. You should be scared of. We should be really scared of anyone, but don't be scared of a little soppy little fat cunt sitting in their room texting you,
No, seriously.
messaging saying that you're toxic or something.
Yeah, it's like these guys who quit when they get negative comments or like they get negative. It's like, mate, you're a man. Just stand up for yourself, you know?
People who are saying that are fucking educated baddies, bro. Like, don't listen to people like.
This is got to be the most based Hayden Bonner episode ever.
Bro, if they cancel, if I get cancelled, they're literally proving my point. The people who cancel me are the fat little.
Hey,
soppy
it'll
cunts.
happen, bro. It'll happen. This happened to me, man. This happened to me.
No one. You can't say be a man anymore. And people don't understand that is. Like,
Mostly
as
discipline is
obvious
what
as
that
it
is.
sounds, that's just the answer for a lot of people's problems.
Yes.
Like, I know me when I was in that subhuman depressive state of just like looking for the answer, like why am I depressed? Why am I depressed? And like all this stuff, and like why does no one feel bad for me? I'm like, surely one day someone's gonna be like rub my back and tell me it's all okay, and there's gonna be an answer to all this. But like, no,
Life's fucked. Get on with it.
Get used to it. Be a man. That's the only way out. Like,
Yes, and
Deal with it.
the person who actually taught me that was the big AT. He literally, like, I remember hearing him saying, like, get the fuck up. No one's going to come and save you. You think someone's going to come and pick you up by your fucking arms or whatever?
Rub your back
and I was,
on.
like, yeah, what the fuck am I waiting for? Like,
yeah. Like I can't remember like what flipped my mindset like this. I think it was just me in my own head and eventually just realizing it like just out of my own thoughts. Yeah, like no one's coming to save you. Like I can sit here and just feel sorry for myself and think someone's gonna save me or whatever, and always just have these thoughts. And then I'm like, the thoughts are always going to be there. It's what you do with them that counts.
Yeah.
Like, am I just going to sit here and fucking drown my sorrows in my own thoughts? Or am I just going to man up,
put those thoughts to the back of my head, start fucking using my logical brain, because that was unused until the point I was 17 years old. That was just, I didn't fucking use it, bro. The logical part of my brain was unused. I was all emotional.
And how addicting is that, though?
It's addicting feeling sorry for yourself. And I know a lot of these people, then they like almost, I said this, like they glorify their depression.
Yeah.
And they have these little depression circle jokes with their friends, like, because it's addicting. It's addicting, you know. Like everyone should feel sorry for me. Boo hoo! Look at me. I'm so sad.
I've been through the hard times.
They think they're somewhat special. It's like everyone has those thoughts. It's what you do with them. Do you put them in the back of your brain and do the hard work, or do you just fucking sit there?
Yeah, and let it reflect on your life. You know,
Yeah.
like people underestimate like how like the transition I've had. Transition. No, you use that word. The transition's like male to female. The transformation I've had. The transformation I've had. Like I was literally like. So I did make videos when I was young, but then I got into an absolute fucked period where I was a complete degenerate. I would look at a lot of the mainstream stuff and a lot of the stuff on Instagram that was coming up and just feeding my depression, like on TikTok or whatever. Lil Peep, all those bullshit musics like Lil Peep and all that. I did drugs every weekend. I was getting drunk every weekend. I was in a complete crisis. Like I shaved my head, got all these fucking bullshit piercings. I literally just listened to Lil Peep and wear dickies and thought I was the fucking, you know, some special guy.
That's what I'm saying, why it's glorified.
You know, and this is why I hate when I see this in person, when I see people like this.
Depression.
Yeah, it's like trendy depression. Yeah. But that puts you in real depression. I was fucked. But
isn't there like musicians out there that literally like just all they sing about is how sad they are?
Yes.
People like,
yes.
Because people kind of have they feel sad, and then they go, "Oh, I relate to that."
Yeah.
And then they actually start getting into a depression.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. And it's like, I've even seen people take it to the next level with like actually harming themselves purely just because some fucking cunt rapped about it.
And do you know what was the scariest part? Do you know what the fucking scariest part is? The entire time I was going through this, everyone was back rubbing me. Sort of thing. And I respect Hayden because you were the one that said like, and you even told my girlfriend at the time, like, you need to get him in check. Like you need to like fucking sort that cunt out, right? And like the quote that sort of got me to get out of it was like, yeah, man up. It was pretty much just man up, like get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of why that's kind of like that these days, because there's a lot more people that are growing up being in like handing shit. Is I always see kids in the shopping centre crying.
Oh yeah.
And instead of like their parent going like, no, you're not getting some just because they're crying,
you just
they're
give
like,
it to them.
just shut up, here you go, and they give it to them because they cry.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I've seen like a lot of parents, they are sick of their kid nagging them to play and they can't be bothered because they've had a hard day at work. And so they just hand them an iPad. It's like, it's not, you're just giving them stuff you're giving them stuff because they complain.
Yeah, that's not like the wrong mindset to go through.
Yeah,
it's going to instill that.
Hand stuff from complaining.
Yeah, 100%. My dad used to just walk off on me in Coles or whatever. If I was sitting there crying, he'd just be like, he'd go. He literally just drove home. Yeah, he didn't care.
That's when my mum was good. I remember, like when I would cry in the shop because there was a toy I liked.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, no, you're not fucking getting it. And my nana would be like,
yeah, it's always the nans.
Like, oh, it's only $2. Like, and mum's like, he's not getting it because he started crying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're being a good boy.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, bro. It's little things that build up.
I was going to mention as well, like going back to the music you listen to and the stuff you watch, it's so important as well, because how much lives have people, you know, like self-improvement YouTubers changed. And that's why I'm doing this, because I understand like people are so influenced, especially when they're young. That's why I also like Cursor, he was hated on for ages, right? But he got me out of a lot of it too, because he would talk about him going through the hard times, and then yeah, he is. Same with Central C. He talked about the hard times and then getting through it, becoming a millionaire, getting out of that.
Like just going on a grind.
Just getting on a grind. Yeah, he just talked about getting on a mad one. Yeah. That's why listening to Cursor actually helped me get through it. If I just sat down and listened to Lil Peep and all that talk about, I'm sad and everyone hates me, like I'd fucking never get out of that shit.
Because you like bathe in your own depression.
Yeah.
And you're just feeding it to yourself and you get stuck in this like loop.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get stuck in it and they like have these like this little depression circle jokes where they're all like, it's like trendy depression.
Yeah, and good luck getting business done if you're depressed. Like you got to fix that first. Oh, bro, if that's your issue, you got to fix that first.
That's what has helped me get in the mindset of wanting to do more with myself is literally getting healthy. Like gym was step number one. That gets you in the mindset of going, okay, if I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, I will see results.
Yeah,
and then eating healthy. Eating good foods, drinking a lot of water made me have less brain fog and be able to think properly. And cardio I just do because it's healthy and makes you live longer and look younger. But like, literally fitness and health is literally...
People underestimate
And
it.
also, a massive one that no one fucking talks about, it's not trendy to even say. A lot of people say, like, you know, if you're depressed, you talk about it to your friends, you know. But, like, you just gotta be fucking busy. You know, like, I said this in a video, I got so much backlash for it, and I had people telling me, like, yo, you sure you should be saying that?
I am.
No, so where I say, you shouldn't have time for depression. You shouldn't have time to have those
It's so true.
thoughts. Like, the thing that snapped me out of it was when I got a job and I was working 9-10 hours or whatever, and then going home and having other shit to do and, like, going to the gym and all that. I'm like, there's not even actually a second in the day where I even can stop and actually think about these thoughts.
It's so true.
I'm like, all I'm thinking about is, like, what I need to get done. Like, I'll be like, even if I have a second to think, oh, why is my life so shit, whatever. It's just the other boys are yelling at me, mud, Will, make some mud.
Exactly.
We're out of mud, we're out of bricks. Whatever.
Same applies in this household though. Like if I came into your hub over there and I was like, boys, someone commented like, called me a little boy.
I'm like, well, the podcast needs editing. Fuck.
No, just like you just laugh and be like, yeah, and
or
something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What is he, fat and ugly?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, you need to surround yourself with brothers. Like that was the previous episode as well. Like, okay. So when people say, they say to you like, "Oh, are you sure you should be talking about that? Like, you should be really careful talking about depression." It's like, we've been there. It's like we've been there. Stay depressed. I don't care. I'm only trying to help.
Yeah, and also freedom of speech. But
that too.
Freedom of speech, but also it's like, oh, you can't be talking about that. It's like, are you literally not going to listen to someone who's gotten out of that situation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help.
Talk to some cunt who's still depressed, saying, well, let it out, let your feelings out. It's like,
it doesn't exist.
He's not even fucking moving, bro.
Yeah.
So this is the thing that gets me. I don't get why it's a touchy subject. When you want to, like, say for instance, you want to learn how to make money. You're going to listen to someone that's made money, right?
Yes.
You're going to listen to someone that's gone from broke to rich if you want to learn how to make money. If you want to learn how to do maths, you're going to listen to a maths teacher because he knows how to do maths. If you want to escape your depression, why would you talk to your depressed friends?
Exactly.
Yeah, literally.
Why would you open up to your
Here's the
depressed
thing.
friends?
Most people don't want to. They say they want to, but they don't.
But they will sit here and say the truth, which is be hardworking, do shit that is more masculine, and you will get out of your depression. And they'll say, no, that's wrong. We've all
been there.
We've all been there, and we've all escaped it. So why wouldn't you listen? Why would you listen to your depressed friend?
It's so true.
And literally, they're like,
logic.
A lot of it is also how we got out of it. They don't want to do that. They don't want. They still want to sit in their room, their fucking musty room, and do nothing. It's like, well, what's that gonna do? That the whole reason why you're depressed in the first place is because of the way you're living. Like depression isn't so. I mean, yeah, that's not a good thing, but it's like pain, in my opinion. It's like when you feel pain, there's obviously something wrong. You need to get that checked out.
Yeah.
Depression is pain for your mental state, and if depression is there, it's clearly something you're doing wrong. Like
exactly.
You're living the wrong way.
Yeah.
So fix it.
It's like, fucking...
When I see those fucking stickers on cars that say it's okay to not be okay, it's like, what? So you literally... It's fine to sit in your room, like, contemplating your whole life.
It's fine. Everyone should feel shit.
Things. It's like, it's not okay.
That's not okay. Fix it.
It's not luck to be dealt depression. I think Andrew Tate said this. It's like, so true. I was like, they think it just, like, it come from the sky. Like,
Also, people think they're born with it. It's like, it's not like... People can get it easy.
I can understand there's genetic predispositions.
People can get it easy.
We fucking get that. Like, we get that when people tell me, I understand.
Yeah, people will put all these arguments in the comments and think that we haven't heard them before. I know all the arguments like, there's clinical depression, hormone imbalance. Yes, obviously. You can fucking get out of that, though. Like,
but it's like they say, well, hormone imbalance, and then they say...
What do you think that's caused by? What do you think that's caused by?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the lifestyle. It's your fucking lifestyle. If you bathe in your own depression, listen to depressing music, hang around depressed friends, living a depressing lifestyle, not active, smoking, doing drugs, drinking alcohol, not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, of fucking course you're going to be depressed. It's just a fucking equation.
Do you want to hear a harsh thing as well? Like, you deserve it too. Like, it's accountability. I heard someone say this, like, it feels really fucked to say, and it's like harsh, but it's like, if you're fat, if you're depressed, you probably deserve it.
Oh,
and you need to hear that.
I'm like, literally look at...
Like, he's like, oh my God, don't say that.
Look at yourself. You've literally destroyed your health. Like, if you're fat, to be honest. Like, you have done that to yourself. You can't say it's genetic. It's like, you have fed yourself with the most shit food out there. no wonder you're gonna feel terrible,
Well,
and you have. And your lifestyle is absolute wank.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking sleeping way too much, which makes you feel terrible if you sleep too much. And you're just sitting on your ass watching other people
Also,
have fun.
I want to address this comment that I'll get right now if this post is a short form. They'll say, you don't know what I've been through. You know, it's all circumstance. You don't know what I've been through. I've been through the fucking ringer, man. I remember sleeping on kitchen tiles. I remember eating stale ice cream cones because we had nothing in the fucking pantry. I've moved houses 18 times. We've had no money at some points. Like, I've been through it all. Like, you can't give me this fucking circumstance bullshit. I don't care what you've been through.
And whether it's you've been through more or less,
Yeah.
it's
You've
to
got
get out of that. It's the exact say
Yeah.
There's no extra steps for an extra bad
Far
thing.
down position. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just got to do the same shit. As even if someone's just upset, even though they have the perfect life, but they just have a bad lifestyle, you're gonna. It's the exact same way, even if your fucking parents got shot in front of you. It's the same thing.
That
Same
is and that's the massive thing about how I actually escaped the depression, because I could have sat there and been like, you know, I've been dealt a bad hand, whatever, or broke, sleeping on kitchen tiles, all that shit, right? All this stuff that's happened to me, and I could have sat there and fucking bathed in it. But then I was like, you know what? It's my fault I'm depressed. Because I sit inside, I don't do anything about it. I sit and play fucking video games. I sit there and eat shit food. I'm not working out. I look like shit. I have all these bad habits. I'm sleeping too much. And then I realized, holy fuck, I deserve this. Of course I'm depressed. I'm not doing anything to fucking not be depressed.
Those people envy people like us too. Like, they think we're special. No, not.
And I heard who said it. I think Hamza said it. It was about like his dad dying or something, and then his sister was going out drinking, being an absolute fucker to drown first man, and drowning her sorrows. And he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, Dad's dead. Oh, I'm so upset." He's like, "Listen, Dad's dead. You either be a fucking mess who's lost your job and may possibly become extremely depressed, or Dad's dead and you're successful with a high paying, a good paying job."
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what's
100%.
what's the fucking
That's when I was talking way earlier about using your logical brain. Because it's like, horrible situation, but you've done it well for yourself, or horrible situation and you've made it worse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all about just like, everything comes down to your decisions and your own choices and what you do. And that is why, like, you deserve whatever you've got.
100%.
Everyone thinks that, like, for instance, and like millionaires are like, oh, you fucking, you know, like, you're a millionaire, fuck him, I'm depressed, I've been dealt a bad hand. It's like, no, he deserves to be a millionaire because he's put in the hard yards, he's done all this.
Unless heritage or the lottery.
Yeah.
There are obviously some minorities.
That's like rare as fuck.
Yeah.
Except maybe the kids like
I said this a couple episodes. People just argue minorities. You sound dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, some people won the lottery. Like, shut up,
and
cunt.
also,
Man.
the thing
We
that I also
get
laugh,
it, mate.
the thing that makes me laugh is these people are fucking arguing about each other. Well, these rich people have it so easy, while these rich people are balling because they put in the hard work.
Yeah, like that.
Sitting here like, these rich people have no idea you exist. Stop worrying about them.
Yeah, I know.
Just fucking do you and
Yeah, exactly.
Be your best self.
At the end of the, like, do what you need to do. Like, yeah, it's fuck. People bathe in their depression and think that's it. Like, change shit, fix your depression. Simple as that.
Yeah.
This is an episode about discipline. I just realized we've just gone on a mad tangent.
Got an absolute mad tangent.
Because I'm so passionate about it.
No, do you know what it is? It's because we just filmed a testing out monsters video.
Yeah, I know.
We're fucking steamed up.
All these cans are empty. All these cans are...
So we've gone through 6 Monster energy cans, sponsored by Monster. They sponsor us, bro.
But I am obviously, like,
Yes,
I'm so passionate
yes,
about
yes.
it. People think that I'm the enemy because I'm talking about depression this way and I'm telling the hard truth. But I'm like, I'm only passionate about it because I've escaped it and I know how bad it feels at the moment, and I know how good it is when you escape it. And I just want that for
Bro,
everyone.
I'd do everything to wrap my head in someone else's situation and just pull them out.
Exactly.
I'll fucking do anything to do it, and that's why I make the content.
Yeah.
Is to really try and... Yeah,
that's-
people think, like you said, people think we're the enemy or something. I'm trying to, like, flex that I'm in a better situation than I was.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not, no.
I just want that for everyone. Like, for instance, with my friends, I actually put in so much effort trying to bring my friends up. Like, you know, like, trying to help them out as much as possible. Like, I put in so much effort because I just want to pull my friends out of it because I'm passionate about just, you know, people, like, doing better for themselves. Because I know how good it is when you make the switch. Like, it's life-changing, bro. As soon as you make the switch, you start doing little things. Like, I know I'm set for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, there may be things that bring me down, right? There may be things that knock me off my path, whatever. But I know that now I have the mental fortitude to be able to see that through. I know I'm set for life. I could bet my whole life on the fact that I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be successful. Because I know that I'm just going to be continuing this fucking trajectory.
It's being mentally unstoppable.
It is. I know that I'm not quitting. From now until I'm dead, I'm not quitting. Like, I'm on this path forever. That's how I know I'm going to be successful. And this is why I tell so many people, the only failure you're going to have is just quitting. Because if you persist, there's no one that's persisted for their whole life that's just failed.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Alex Hormozy said it. He said if you do something every day for 10 minutes a day for a year, you will be better than 98% of the world at it, or whatever it is. So if you learn business, for an hour a day for a year, it's like, imagine how fucking good you're going to be in a year. Only 1 year, and how long do you live? Fucking 90 years?
Dude,
like, fuck.
Speaking of the topic of Alex Hormozy, he could have put in all that effort, learned all the skills, built up the business, and then he lost it all at one point. Now, he could have just been like, fuck this, and quit there. And he would have accomplished nothing. And he would have been at the same point that he started. But it was only because he persisted that now he's a fucking centime millionaire.
Yep.
Soon to be billionaire, I think. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think this year he's supposed to be a billionaire.
He's coming up to it.
Yeah. But that's crazy because he could have been just your average Joe if he didn't persist.
Yeah.
That's why persistence is so important. And discipline, because that requires discipline.
Do you think that someone needs motivation? Do you think that is... What happens if someone doesn't have any?
I think people relying on motivation is a dream killer, because it's like if they rely on motivation, it's like when they don't get the motivation, they're not going to do it. So if you rely on if you get the motivation, go for it. But if you only rely on it, it's like you're only going to do it like once a week maybe.
I need to know what these people are actually thinking, because
I wish my memory was better, because I was in this state as well.
Yeah.
I'm always going back into like my earlier brain thinking, what was I thinking at this time? Especially when I'm trying to help out my friends and I was at the point that they were at. Yeah. I'm literally trying to record like years earlier, like I was here, wait, what was I thinking and how did I get out of it?
I think a good thing to have, there is such thing I think as consistent motivation. And I made a video that actually helped a lot of people. I got a few messages from it. And it was, you got to think of the origin of the word, which is motive, which we were talking about before. So think about the motive for what you would want to do, right? So the motive for me going to gym was that I would want to look visually appealing. Oh, fuck, I admitted it. I actually want to look good. Maybe I just want to feel better about my body. Okay, I'll get stronger. Whatever the motive is, think about the motive for what you'll do. The motive for me wanting to get money, well, let's just think about it. It would be, I want to set my mum free from her job. I don't want my mum working. Maybe I just want to have freedom. Whatever the motive is, don't feel guilty about it. It could be anything. You could go to the gym because you want girls. I don't care. Whatever the motive is. And then just use that as your motivation. The motive then becomes your motivation. Think, I don't fucking have that right now.
People forget forget why they started as well.
Exactly. Use that as the motivation. That's consistent motivation. You always just think, this is what I want. This is what I want. Don't have it yet.
Tell me about their huge dream or whatever. Then in a few weeks, ask them, how's that going, bro? And he's like, I don't know. I forgot about it.
It's like, did you want that or not?
I'm exactly like, well, why did you start? And they think about it again. They're like, oh yeah, no, I better get back to work because I want that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but a lot of the time, they don't want it bad enough.
Yeah, it's about how bad do you want it.
You're fucked if you don't want it bad. Like, if you just sort of want it, you're fucked. Like, if you're just sitting in your job being like, yeah, this is kind of alright. I could see myself doing... Nah. I'd rather die than do this the rest of my life as a 9 to 5. But also, if you want to just do... That's fine. But this podcast isn't for you. And maybe that path isn't for you. And that's fine. You should just accept that early on, that you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. Just accept that. And be comfortable with being a loser. With a normal person.
The how bad do you want it thing. That is what's always on my mind when I'm feeling demotivated. And I'm like, okay, what are my goals? I want to be a millionaire. I don't want my mum working. I want to retire. I want to be financially free. I want to wake up and do what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my life. How bad do I actually want that? Okay, I'd rather die than not have that. So I better just keep pushing towards that no matter what.
An important thing to mention as well is that I'd say it's probably like 80% harder if you haven't gotten results already. I remember when there was not one thing to show that I had it in me before I did. I made 100 videos before there was any sort of signal that I could do it. There was not one video that popped off. There was not one person that said I could do it. There was not one person that sort of back rubbed it and said, you've got it in you or whatever. There was nothing until I got a viral video and everyone's like, this is dope. You're different. You can do this. Then I was like, well, clearly I am capable and I can do it. And that just made, for the rest of my life, so much easier. So much easier. And for fuck's sake, do not set yourself belief limits. I'm always talking about this.
That's the first step.
That's the first step.
It's going to block you out of everything.
Because if you just sat there like a fucking virgin, sitting there like, oh, maybe I can't do it because of this, or you know, I can't. Maybe I can't make YouTube videos because I'm not good at making YouTube videos. Like that's just all estrogenic.
It's like a lot of people out there. Like I will say, I even thought this at one point. A lot of people think sport players are just like these naturally gifted people that just woke up and they're like that.
Yeah.
It's like there are so many sports players out there that couldn't even, for example, if you're talking about cricket, that could not even fucking hit a ball.
Yeah.
And they just loved it though, and they had a goal. They had a thing in their mind that they just wanted to play for Australia,
and that they could.
And they just fucking kept doing it, and they eventually got better and better and better.
It's
just time. You put time into something, and you get better.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to my friend the other day, and he wanted to start a business, whatever, and he said, "Yeah, but, you know, I'm not sort of like you guys talking about me, Nelson, like how you can do all the stuff, like do all the Photoshop and the editing, like, you know, designing and stuff." I'm like, do you think I was just born and I was just fucking cracked at like video editing, like splitting the clips, overlays, and all that shit?
Yeah.
No, it fucking takes time. I've been doing it for years, bro.
And it doesn't take much time. Remember what I was like when I first got the editing thing? I couldn't even fucking like I didn't know. I was like, what? How do I space?
I was generally thinking like maybe you should seek help when you were first like on video editing. I thought it was like a bit retarded, but then
my first video I ever made, it was not ever made, but like first video in a long fucking time. It's got like nearly 200 views on long form, and like for someone who's literally just like
how long did you start? Like a month, 2 months, 3 months ago, something like that. Like the editing and stuff.
Editing when we first moved here.
Yeah, so like 4 months, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't take long.
Even when you first started, I could hear some of those like belief limits. You were just, you know.
Everyone will have that. It's just
I have to deflect it from everyone that talks to me. You're trying to break it all the time. But I remember, even you were trying to tell me that you couldn't do it. I'm like, fuck off. Anyone can. It's those cringy Instagram memes that are true. You know, like anyone can do it. Anything is possible. It's like, well, it is.
At the end of the day, it's true. It's like if you're watching this, you can do it. Like you can do it like literally anything. Like anything. It just all it takes is time and persistence. And people don't understand that. People think it's like some luck or something.
Like, do you think those people go to the pub and drink 12 drinks every day? Or no, 24 drinks every night? Do you think they could do that at the start?
Do you think when I started the gym I could bench 100 kilos? No, I was benching the bar.
Fucking bar.
I was literally benching the bar. I couldn't even do the lowest weight, which is 10 kilos I had.
Yeah, like, and with any of our gym accomplishments, it's like we didn't just fucking do this. Like,
apart from Hayden.
Go, like, I hate it when people go, they look at our body and go, oh, you're so lucky with your genetics. It's like, come luck.
Apart from Hayden.
Apart from
oh, no, but I didn't look like this stock.
Oh, no. But I talk to people, right? And they're talking to me about gym, acting like I'm the god and like I have these genetics and stuff like this. I'm like, cunt, it took me a year before I look like you now. I have the worst genetics.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what we looked like before?
Or they'll go into the gym and they'll like be like talking themselves down the fucking entire time. Like, I don't know, man, just I don't like, beware, bro. I'm really weak. I can only bench like 50, 60 kilos. You know, I'm so shit. And I'm like, why are you talking shit to yourself? When I started, I was benching the bar. I was benching 20 kilos. It took me a year to hit like, what was it, 70 kilo bench? Some people start there.
And like when we bring someone when someone asks if they can come to the gym with us, we're like, yeah, we wear our singlets or wife beaters, and they're standing there going, oh fuck, you're so big, man, I'm so small. It's like I was small.
Yeah.
Like I literally,
I was smaller.
I wasn't born like this.
Yeah.
Some people are, like my brother, but but like legit, you have to work for things. You can't just automatically get it.
Yeah. Like this, like he was saying to me before, it's like, I don't know how to do all this stuff. Like, but if you start now. But before you even know it, you'll be competent. And no wonder you don't have confidence because it's built through competence.
Yeah.
So if you start actually doing this stuff and learning the skills, eventually you're gonna be like, damn, I'm alright. It's like, well, no shit, because you put in the work.
100%. Anyway, I reckon we've rinsed the entire topic of motivation and discipline.
I think a lot of people need to tap in. Like my main message through this: tap into your logical brain.
Yeah.
Get that dog in you and just fucking use it, because some people are stuck in this little pussy mindset in their brain, and all it requires realistically is just some fucking testosterone, like some dog in you, like Some people just need like to be told.
You don't feel like it? Okay.
Yeah, man the fuck up, honestly. Like.
Yeah, but anyway, I hope you boys enjoyed the episode. Hopefully we'll never have to talk about discipline or motivation again, but I can assure you we probably will, because it's the only questions we get. Not the only, but a majority.
Apologies if we've been raping your eardrums this episode. We've had 6 monster energy. I think we can go for a run to just sort of burn all that off, because I'm not sleeping tonight.
I hope you boys enjoyed the episode. If you did, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Peace. See you, boys.
See you, boys.